I'm Abby Owen-Schlegel,
And I'm Kimber Rose.
and we did our project on reptiles. The first main group of reptiles are the tuataras. They have a rigid diapsid skull and they have a third eye on the top of their head which allows them to detect light better. Also, unlike other lizards, they have a bottom jaw which other lizards have dropped, which allows them to have larger jaw muscles, and there are at least 2 known species. The second group are turtles and tortoises, and they have a hard shell which is composed of their ribs and spinal cord, and they have a cheater anapsid skull, which is really just a diapsid skull with the holes opened up a lot, and there are about 250 known species. Then the third group are crocodiles and alligators. They have a 4-chambered heart which allows them to pump blood more efficiently to specific areas rather than all over like in amphibians and fish, and there are about 25 different species. Then the fourth and final group are snakes and lizards. Some have lost their legs while others have not. Snakes have no chin and have super stretchy ligaments on the sides of their mouths which allows them to swallow food which is way larger than their mass. Most snakes have see-through eyelids that allow them to burrow without hurting their eyes, and most snakes cannot drop their tails, which is a common aspect of lizards, and there are about 8,500 different species. The evolution of reptiles. Reptiles emerged in the Carboniferous period about 310 to 320 million years ago, and they descended from amphibians. They developed better lungs to help them breathe better, and amniotic eggs to allow their young to be raised away from the pond, and drier, tougher skin to allow them to survive out of water.
So where do reptiles live? Generally, they live in warm and dry climates because they are cold-blooded and cannot regulate internal body temperature. Some have adapted to live in or near water like turtles and some snakes. They can live in a variety of habitats like water, deserts, jungles, forests, and mountains. Reptiles are found on every continent except for Antarctica. And so what do reptiles eat? Reptiles eat a variety of food depending on the species. Snakes eat rodents and birds and often subdue their prey with venom. Crocodiles prey on larger animals like wild beasts. Turtles generally eat fish. Tortoises feed on plants, and lizards eat insects and plants. So how do reptiles reproduce? Reptiles reproduce sexually, but some are capable of reproducing asexually like some lizards and some snakes. All reptiles lay eggs, and some of them lay their eggs outside of the female's body, which is known as oviparous, and others lay their eggs inside the female's body, which is known as oviparous. Some reptiles show temperature-dependent sex determination, which means that the temperature of the eggs before hatching determines whether it is male or female. This happens with crocodiles, turtles, and some lizards.
Okay, an interesting fact of reptiles is they have an ectothermic metabolism, which means that they do not regulate their own internal body heat. They have to use the sun to warm them, or the shade, or the ground to burrow in to cool them off. This allows them to consume less food because they do not need as much internal energy as mammals. Another interesting fact of reptiles is they have dry, tough, scaly skin. These scales help the skin from drying out, and like their ancestors before, they shed the skin at different times of the year or when they outgrow the skin. Snakes do it in one piece all at one time, while lizards shed their skin in pieces all at one time. This still occurs in their descendants, such as when birds molt or when human skin flakes off in pieces. This dry, tough skin also helps to protect them. Then this is a video of a tortoise, or of a turtle running. Okay, the speed of turtles and tortoises. That video showed the speed of a turtle, which actually can walk at a speed of 3 to 4 miles per hour, which is slightly faster than the average speed of a human walking, which is 3.1 miles per hour. Tortoises are in fact slow, and they move at speeds of about 0.17 miles per hour. Then another interesting fact of reptiles is they truly are cold-blooded and emotionless. Reptiles can only feel anger, fear, and pleasure. Their descendants, mammals, developed more gray matter in their brains that help them feel more emotions, and that is why mammals stay with their young and usually hunt in packs. Some reptiles respond to petting and can be tamed in a domestic environment, but most are more temperamental. And then this is a video of a lizard jumping on a newscaster.
This guy is probably close to 5 feet. Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes that you find in the Metroplex area.
Okay, I showed you this video because reptiles are some of the most feared animals in the world. Scientists estimate that it is an innate evolutionary fear that developed in early humans that predisposes us to fear these animals. It takes real interaction to generate a real fear, however, and most fears of these animals are just superficial fears because many will never even come in contact with a snake in the wild. Scientists estimate that more human deaths are caused by mosquitoes than any other, and scientists also state that the deadliest animal in Africa is a hippopotamus, not a reptile at all. Thank you.